Zerto's innovative approach to data protection unifies ransomware detection and best-in-class recovery. In this video, we'll cover traditional cybersecurity and backup solutions. First, let's take a look at how a typical ransomware attack unfolds. This is a simplified version of the MITRE attack framework, a very common framework that is well known in the cybersecurity community. Your security teams will know this inside and out. It highlights a few critical points about attacks. Starting on the left with initial access, the attacker gains access to a system, compromising it potentially through a phishing attack, a zero-day, or some other exploit. Once they get inside, they establish what's called C2, or command and control, and have now taken control of your compromised server. Once they have control, they don't want to stay there. They will begin lateral movement. The attacker is moving from system to system, doing network scanning and network topology. They are going to map the environment and start to spread. One of the things they will do on every single server is disable any security services, security agents, and backup agents. Most commonly, they will have a fixed list that they are cycling through. They're looking for VM agents to try and disable as much as they can. And then you have the moment of impact. Impact can mean a number of things. For example, it could be data theft. But commonly with ransomware, the impact is typically encryption, or locking down files and folders to force the customer to pay a ransom to regain access to their data. The gap between initial access and encryption, the time it's in your system, is called dwell time. The median dwell time is 5 to 9 days. And that time frame is perfect for Zerto, which has a journal that can rewind anywhere from 1 hour to 30 days. A median time of 5 to 9 days fits very well within that range, making Zerto's continuous data protection a key differentiator. Another differentiator is that Zerto doesn't have agents on its protected VMs. There is nothing Zerto-specific inside each guest VM, so there's nothing for attackers to disable. Now, let's think about recovery. The key questions that your teams will need to ask are, how do I know if encryption has started, and what recovery point should I restore to? Existing security software will be very good at answering the first question and telling you about the attack, that your files are being encrypted. But after that, you will need to take action by choosing a recovery point and restoring. Today's cybersecurity software isn't focused on that second question, the recovery side. Traditionally, they haven't united detection and recovery. At this point, you might be wondering, what about backup solutions? If cybersecurity doesn't unify recovery and detection, will backup do the job? Relying on backup will introduce exceedingly long recovery times, RTOs stretching into days, which is not acceptable in a ransomware attack. Let's see what restoring from backup looks like. Many customers using backup have infrequent periodic snapshots, resulting in high data loss. To compound this, there are lengthy backup windows which impact production and increase the time it takes to complete running those backups. Additionally, scanning those copies for malware or ransomware usually takes a very long time, and it's scanning large and increasingly outdated data copies. They were already 12 to 24 hours old at the time of scanning, and the time continues to lengthen. Finally, the recovery step of restoring large amounts of data is very complex, which further increases the RTO. The overall picture is that restoring from backups is a process that takes many days and often extends to weeks. Longer RTOs increase the impact of ransomware and the cost to your business. These costs could be direct, or they could be indirect costs like brand damage and loss of productivity. The name of the game here is speed, and that's where Zerto has a huge advantage.